What should I do? Or what do I do next? Those are some of the most common questions that I'm asked as I'm working with my clients and as we're thinking about their legacy. We're thinking about what's going to happen next? What's next? What should I do? It almost always seems to relate to the idea of what should I do? And that's interesting because what should I do is the wrong place to start. We really don't have any orientation when we start at what should I do. We need to be thinking differently. We need to think about really who do I want to be? The problem with, or the challenge with thinking about who I want to be is that there's no real easy way to measure that. So we always fall back into what should I do, or what do I do, or what did I do? Because doing is easy to measure. It's really quantifiable. I can make a checklist and I can think about the things that I'm doing. And then something that makes us feel really good about doing is that we can check it off our checklist. We can say I did it and we feel a sense of accomplishment. And so a lot of people have a to-do list, but very few people have a to-be list. And I've thought a lot about that, and I've wondered, why is that true? Why is it true that none of us really have, or very few of us have, a to-be list? And I think I've already expressed part of that, and that it's difficult to measure. But another part is we can never check it off. And another thing is that to-do is so unique and so individual. So I can go out and do many things, and you and I are here right now and you're watching this video, and when you're finished, you're going to do something else. And when I finish, I'm going to go do something else. And to-do is like that. To-do is very unique. I've got a to-do list, you've got a to-do list, and it's very different. To-be is very similar. It's the same for all of us, in fact. So while I could never begin to think about what's on your to-do list today, I know exactly what's on your to-be list. And I'll share that with you. I'll share that you really only have 4, maybe 5 things on your to-be list. The first thing on your to-be list is you want to be more loving. You have relationships and you're thinking about how can you make those relationships better? You want to be more loving. Nobody wakes up every day and says, I want to be more hating. We just think about how are we going to be more loving? How are we going to have more love in the relationships that we have? We want that. We search for it. We try to create that in our relationships. The next item is I want to be healthy. Every one of us wants to be healthy. Nobody says I want to be sick. And so we think about I want to be healthy. I want to be physically, mentally, and emotionally healthy. And I want to have vibrant health. So I want to think about how am I going to create greater health in my life? How can I be more healthy? Always on my mind, never off my mind. I want to be more valuable. I want to make more contribution. I want to be a leader. Perhaps that's the way we can explain this next to be, is that I want to be valuable to others. And so I think about ways that I can be valuable, and I think about what are the actions that I can take that will make more of an influence on those that are around me. And then I think about another item, and that item is I want to be more spiritually intelligent. Every one of us wants to be more spiritually intelligent. I know there are some atheists out there who say, no, I don't want to be more spiritually intelligent. But perhaps our most noted atheist, Stephen Hawking, is always looking for ways to define the universe. He always wants to find the theory of everything. He's looking for something that's bigger than himself. And he wrote a book, 58 pages long, about the topic that there is no heaven. Why was he thinking about that? Why would he waste any time? Why would he waste 58 pages or however much time of his life it spent? Because he's searching. He wants spiritual intelligence. And all of us do. And I'm not speaking of religion in this moment. I'm speaking of spiritual intelligence, the real power that gives us the opportunity to think about the universe and the way it works. And who am I really? And these are the questions that have inspired the philosophers and the psychologists and the spiritual people of the centuries and the millenniums. Who am I? Why am I here in this world? What am I doing? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen to me after I die? What happened to me before I was born? Where did I come from? These are the great spiritually intelligent questions that we want to know more about, and we want to think about that. And those are the items that are on the to-be list. There may be one other item, the item of I want to be me. So I want to be all of this, but I want to be it differently than you. But that has to go last. If it doesn't go last, then it taints everything. And it becomes a selfish pursuit. If I put it first, instead of being loving, I only think about I want to be loved. And I could love you, but you might not love me back. And there's nothing I can do about that. But loving you without being loved back doesn't change my ability to be loving. And if I put it first, then I just want to stay young. I don't want to be healthy. I just want to stay young. Somehow I want to hold on to my youth. I don't want to walk into the natural aging process that I'm going to feel. I just want to hang on to my youth. If I put I want to be me first, then I want to be valued. And just like being loved, I can never guarantee that I'll be valued. I can do a lot of things, but I might not be valued. And so I need to be valuable. I need to put it last. And finally, Sadly, when we put I want to be me in front of I want to be spiritually intelligent, we start telling ourselves that I want to be God. I want to be the source. I want to be the one that brings the power into my life. And that's not how it works, because whatever that source is, whatever that power is that's out there, it's bigger than you and me. And when we put it all together, if I put it last, then I can explore that. If I put I want to be me first, I've lost the opportunity to explore it, and I don't know where I can go, and I find myself lost. And so when I put these things on my to-be list, I realize I can never answer the questions that are on there. Sure, I might be able to say I want to be a good husband, and I might be able to take my wife out to dinner on Friday night. And so I can check that off my to-do list for the week. But I still have on my to-be list, I want to be a good husband. And when I get up Saturday morning, I better be thinking about how am I going to be a better husband for Stacy. If I'm not, she's not going to be staying with me for very long. So how are you working on your to-be list? Are you thinking about it all? What is it that you want to be? And think about what I just said. I asked what. That's more about what you want to do. Where I really want you to focus on is who. Who do I want to be? And when I focus on that, I move my life in the direction that I want it to go.